You're in the back room with Becky. It is Happy Delicious Thursday. And I haven't been here in a while, so I'm going to try to do as quick a review of Love and Hip Hop as I can. You know, I can talk real fast, but I don't want to lose you anywhere. I'm digging this new turnaround, and then I'm not liking so much the violence because I think it sets a dangerous precedent. You know, I was a bad girl, mean girl, whatever you want to call it back in the day. And that was just my defense mechanism. If I couldn't make you laugh and make you like me, then at some point we probably gonna butt heads and it's on and crack a lacking. I got my ass beat a few times and I beat some ass a few times. But I think that when we show women in prestigious positions, whether it's by virtue of the come up with the jump out for the baby daddy, whatever, however you got to that level, you know what they say, right? You can take a girl out the country, but you can't take the country out the girl. You can take a girl out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the girl. I want us to change that because, see, Chrissy is an intelligent woman. If you observed her, she's very intelligent. Evidently, she has some of her own money. How tacky would that be for her to buy Jim his brain with his own money? I don't think she's tacky like that. Kimbrella, as far as Kimbrella leaving the show, that was my wish. I said that in the last review. Well, no, Kimbrella's going to probably stay. Yandy is who I said need to go. Now, I don't know how they going to do that because I know the world of hip hop is so much more than just its music, and that there is a whole culture in fashion, lifestyle, travel, even the way that you eat when you're in hip hop and you got some money. You know, they going for chicken and waffles, but they might want the best chicken and waffles you got. Okay, so having said that, Kimbrella to me is just a video vixen that slept with one of the rappers and got lucky enough, if you ghetto, to get pregnant. I'm like, when did we start using our wombs as ATMs? Insert dick, outcome, money, and a baby. I just think we need to stop. Look and listen, just for a short period of time. Uh, I kept telling y'all that Chrissy was frustrated. She's not a mean girl. And I wasn't a mean girl. When I was acting mean, I wasn't even a mean girl. I was hurt. When people do things to you or you try so hard to have somebody's back and really give them the kind of support that you would want to have, and then it's like they not returning that, that's painful. So, I think if we looked at any of these girls' background, if there's a story behind all of them, just like I said about the Big Goody girls, I think that those people who are the talented tenth, that's what they used to say, the talented tenth. 90% of human beings, they say, it is the waste of flesh. And there's a talented tenth that's worth everything enough to support a whole culture. I think that when we look at hip hop in the future, we will look back and recognize that it was in fact a revolution. And when people are taking their power, I think that other folks have a problem with that. Now, Jim and Chrissy are going to make a beautiful power couple. Long may they reign. Uh, Big ups to Mama Jones for checking herself because I knew it was going to come down to that. I'm like, it's not worth losing your child, losing time even with your child because you can't keep your mouth closed and you refuse to respect the woman that they love. Yeah, look, I got the markings from Africa. It's the sunlight shining through my window. And, I always tell y'all, watch that back window because it's like my spotlight. But it's just all around today. And they're expecting it to be like 60-some degrees in Kansas City. Thank you, Jesus, for saving me on my gas bill. This is a big house. It gets cold. I'm glad it's not that cold outside. So, when you hear these ladies and you're thinking to yourself, Emily does well for herself. She has friends that love her, beautiful, healthy children. She's a nice looking woman and she's intelligent enough to know that she got to make her own way in the world. So she wasn't a come up. I had respect for her. She just got caught up in a situation. But I was like, don't let nobody that's making you an option become your priority. And she's so in love with Fab that, I hope Fab will step to the plate and do the right thing because that's a good girl. Okay. And it's always back there that a lot of times image and reality are very widely separated. We see these guys, jump around the stage with their swag, and maybe they got women here, women there, women everywhere, and they doing what they do and touching the sky and whatnot. They still human beings. They still have feelings. They still have emotions. And much as they wouldn't be as creative as they are if they didn't have some kind of sensitivity. And I think that's what you see when you see Jim with Chrissy. I have yet to see Fab and Emily in the same place at the same time. So him just showing up to the fashion show and stuff, that ain't enough. I hope she don't fall for that. Yandy, you messy as hell. Yes, you know you overstep boundaries. And what you didn't think, did you think that girl was temporary? She'd been there 7 years. Okay, now. That's where, my mother used to always tell me, she said, don't get it between husband and wife and mother and child. You might get intervene with the man on some of those things, but never do you do another woman like that. And so I just think, you get the people out in the middle of your business and maybe you'll fare a little better. But Yandy, she just I think she's money dog. I ain't mad at her, get yours. But just while you chasing your dreams, make sure you ain't stepping on somebody else's. Make sure you're not talking down to people and being condescending. Because I found in most situations like that, it's just a person forgot who's the employee. Just because they're your client doesn't mean you don't owe them a certain amount of decorum. And you have boundaries. And I think it's bad when we start saying, I experienced it my own time. The girls call me, some of the girls would call me mama. And, if they calling me mama, then they're going to expect me to do something that mama-like things. And see, this is a job. This is a business for me. And somebody step out of line the wrong way. I'm not going to say nothing motherly. I'm going to say something straight up, raw, no chaser. And so I think people don't know how to handle Chrissy. They don't know how to handle Mama Jones that much. Now, I think Olivia needs to get in therapy because she has delusions of grandeur, and that may come from not feeling validated by her mother. Oh, there's a little theme here, mothers and daughters. Funny story about mother, you guys. Got to She did that crazy thing again off her Ambien, okay? She's a lot of anxiety about leaving the house. We're starting to pack up and get ready. Well, it's going to take me 3 to 4 months just to get the house packed up. Another month just to get stuff sold because we're downsizing. I'm going to have to be traveling. I don't want my mother in a great big house by herself facing fear unnecessarily. So she's making the necessary adjustments, but she don't know what it means to be high. And every time she take that Ambien, I swear she would get up and start wandering around. She's very benevolent. She's a sweet little lady. So she would say, you want some tea? I'm like, Ma, I want you to get in the bed because see you're under the influence and you're gonna start. She did not fall this time. We thought she fell down the steps, but she actually just dropped the tray. I had said to her, I was like so tired and exhausted. We've been working on big goody girl stuff and running around trying to take care of some business on other things. And I was like, by the end of my day, I'm really exhausted. So I'm looking and I'm thinking to myself, what? Why would you do that? Blah 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 blah. Mother's at the bottom of the step, and we're real independent women. And my mother was like, I can get up, and I was like, Mother, really? Come on now. I reached for it. She pulled away. Like, oh, this little lady, Jesus, help me. So she's trying to get up, and she got up to her knees and was, trying to balance her hands, like we do, is go down on all fours and then push up. She couldn't do that. Her little arms were just trembling. So I was like, I bet you next time I tell you don't take no trays down the steps, you will listen. She was still trying to be rough, and she was like, I just wanted some ice cream. I said, I'm going to get the damn ice cream, but you going to bed right now. So when you have to do that kind of thing, it's kind of hard. But I got big ups for Jim, how he handled his mother. Let me know that he was ready to go to the next level with Chrissy, but you can't rush a man. The more you say, she did the right thing. I have found in my relationships that the ones that really, really love you, really, really want you, if you have the strength to walk away when they not acting like you think they ought to act. I'm not saying play no games, but sometimes in order for you to gain something, you got to give up something. I say we so territorial, sometimes we forget territorial. The flip side, that's clingy. We don't want to be clingy, but we do want to have our man's back. But we also want to know it's not so much that you can live with me. Do you love me enough that you can't live without me? I think absence does make the heart grow fonder. I confessed this to being in love this year, and it was like the kiss of death. I ain't even going there. All I'm saying is this. Those young ladies on that show are getting some misinformation from somewhere. I hope they get it worked out, because I'm going to be up on VH1 talking straight to Jim Jones and Chris and tell them, you know what, y'all need to get Yandy out of here and them other tacky hoes, because your ratings going to go down. Because Olivia, the people don't like you because you talk down to everybody and you take your stuff don't stink. But if it's the people that's gonna make you successful or make you a failure, because you are dependent on whether or not that audience is gonna take to you. And just crying in front of us, okay, that's a little bit, but not enough. You're in the back room with Becky. It's a Thickalicious Thursday, getting ready for our February event. Whole new show, the return of the founding sisters. It's an anti-Valentine's Day Mardi Gras party. I know y'all see me people coming up with all kind of crazy stuff. Ooh, I got sweat on my brain. I got so many money making ways on my mind. It's just incredible. So do your thing, create your own wealth, hold your head up. Stop being demanding to people who can't give you what you want. If they can't give it to you, either step back and reassess, or just know it's time to shut the door on that and find a good and goodbye. You're in the back room with Becky, as always. Peace, love, and understanding. And in all thy getting, get understanding.